Greetings, and welcome back to Curiosities Obscura. Today, our journey of discovery takes us to the curious and macabre history of Mummy Brown. But before we delve into the depths of this fascinating topic, be sure to like, click the bell icon, and subscribe to join our community of inquisitive minds. Hey there, art enthusiasts and history buffs! Today we're diving into the bizarre, fascinating, and somewhat macabre world of Mummy Brown, a pigment that once graced the palettes of some of history's most renowned artists. Imagine this: artists of the 16th to 19th centuries, painting with a pigment made from actual Egyptian mummies. Yes, you heard that right. Ground-up mummies. This pigment story is a wild ride through art history, archaeology, and evolving ethics, and we're here to unpack it all. Let's travel back to the Renaissance, a time of rediscovery, exploration, and a rekindled love for all things ancient. The Renaissance, spanning roughly from the 14th to the 17th centuries, was characterized by a profound interest in the classical civilizations of Greece and Rome. But as Europe rediscovered its ancient roots, a fascination with Egypt also emerged. This curiosity led to the exploitation of Egyptian mummies for various purposes, one of which was the creation of a unique pigment known as Mummy Brown. The idea of using mummies in medicine and art wasn't entirely new. The practice can be traced back to medieval times when bitumen, a natural substance found in mummies, was believed to have medicinal properties. The word mummy itself comes from the Persian word mum, or mumia, meaning bitumen. European apothecaries ground up mummies to create a powder that was sold as a cure-all for various ailments. As strange as it sounds today, consuming mummy powder was considered a legitimate medical practice. By the 16th century, artists and alchemists had discovered that the same mummy powder used in medicine could be transformed into a pigment. Mummy Brown was created by grinding up the remains of Egyptian mummies, both human and feline, and mixing the resulting powder with white pitch and myrrh. This concoction produced a rich brown pigment with a distinct reddish hue, perfect for rendering flesh tones and adding depth to paintings. Artists like Sir William Beechey, a British portraitist, were known to keep stocks of Mummy Brown in their studios. The French painter Martin Drölling even reputedly used Mummy Brown, made from the remains of French kings disinterred from the Royal Abbey of Saint Denis. The pigment's appeal lay in its unique color and glazing properties, which allowed for the creation of transparent layers, giving paintings a lifelike quality. Some of the most famous artists in history are believed to have used Mummy Brown. The pigment found its way into the works of the Pre-Raphaelites, a group of English painters, poets, and critics founded in 1848. These artists sought to return to the detail, intense colors, and complex compositions of pre-Renaissance art. Edward Burne-Jones, a prominent Pre-Raphaelite painter, used Mummy Brown in his masterpiece, The Last Sleep of Arthur in Avalon. The pigment's ability to create rich shadows and lifelike skin tones made it invaluable to artists striving for realism. Eugène Delacroix, a leader of the French Romantic school, also reportedly used Mummy Brown. His iconic painting, Liberty Leading the People, depicting the July Revolution of 1830, showcases the depth and vibrancy that Mummy Brown could achieve. The pigment's transparency allowed for intricate layering, adding to the dramatic effect of the scene. As we moved into the 19th century, the ethical implications of using human remains in art began to surface. The romantic allure of painting with a pigment made from ancient mummies started to wane. Artists and the public alike began to question the morality of desecrating mummies, which were once revered as historical and cultural treasures. The decline in the availability of mummies also played a role in the pigment's fall from favor. By the early 20th century, the supply of mummies had dwindled significantly. The realization that these ancient remains were finite resources led to a growing appreciation for their archaeological and cultural significance. Mummy brown was gradually replaced by synthetic pigments, which could achieve similar effects without the ethical baggage. Today, the story of Mummy Brown serves as a stark reminder of how our values and ethics have evolved. The pigment's history forces us to reflect on the lengths to which artists once went to achieve their desired effects and the often morbid sources of their materials. It's a testament to the changing nature of artistic practice and the increasing importance placed on preserving historical artifacts. In the contemporary art world, the use of mummy brown is unthinkable. Synthetic pigments have taken its place, offering a wider range of colors and effects without the ethical concerns. The art world has also seen a shift towards sustainability and the use of environmentally friendly materials. This change is a positive step forward, highlighting the adaptability of artists and the ongoing quest for more ethical and sustainable practices. The story of Mummy Brown is not just about a pigment. It's about the broader conversation surrounding ethics in art. The use of human remains in any form of creative expression raises significant ethical questions. Today, we are more aware of the need to respect and preserve cultural heritage. The idea of grinding up ancient mummies to create a pigment seems almost grotesque in our modern context, but it was once accepted practice. This shift in perception is part of a larger trend towards ethical considerations in art and other fields. The past few decades have seen increased scrutiny of how we source and use materials, whether in art, fashion, or industry. This scrutiny has led to a greater emphasis on transparency, sustainability, and respect for cultural and historical artifacts. The legacy of Mummy Brown continues to influence modern art practices. While we no longer use pigments derived from human remains, the story of Mummy Brown encourages artists to think critically about the materials they choose and the origins of those materials. It also highlights the importance of innovation and the development of new ethical materials that can achieve the desired artistic effects without compromising our values. Modern artists are constantly exploring new mediums and techniques, pushing the boundaries of what is possible while remaining mindful of ethical considerations. This balance between creativity and ethics is a defining characteristic of contemporary art, and it is a lesson that the story of Mummy Brown helps to reinforce. So there you have it, the curious history of Mummy Brown, a pigment that encapsulates the intersection of art, history, and ethics. From its origins in the Renaissance to its decline in the 20th century, Mummy Brown's story is a fascinating journey through time. It reminds us of the ever-evolving nature of art and the importance of ethical considerations in all creative endeavors. As we continue to explore the world of art and its history, let's keep in mind the lessons learned from Mummy Brown. It's a tale that encourages us to respect the past, embrace innovation, and always consider the ethical implications of our choices. Thanks for joining me on this journey through the strange and intriguing world of Mummy Brown. Until next time, keep exploring, questioning, and creating. And with that, we conclude our exploration into the curious history of Mummy Brown. Join us in our next venture on Curiosities Obscura, quenching your thirst for curiosity as we continue to showcase the curiosities, oddities, and mysteries that shape our world. Until then, may your curiosity illuminate your path.